This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the City Council Finance Committee meeting of November 9th, 2022. It's 5 p.m. We have myself, Councilor Denham, and City Council President Omar Gomez, who's filling in for Dan Rest, who has a family matter to attend to. So I think the first thing we have is approval of the minutes. I sent out the minutes for September 14th, 28th, and October 12th. Councilor Denham, did you have a chance to review those?
Not yet. I'm dealing with a hurricane right now, and so I have not had a chance to kind of look at those. I've been at a conference, so.
That's fine. So we'll just do them next time. Mayor's not here. Public speak.
Is this not finance?
This is
Yeah, it is
finance.
Okay, I saw the thing, I saw, oh.
Yeah, so that's downstairs.
It is,
Yeah.
Normally it's here.
All right,
Let me close that.
sorry.
This is finance, yes. Okay, so there's no one, I think, from the public here, so no public speak. So new business. If it's okay with everybody, I'd like to start with the veterans cash benefit, because I think it'll be quicker and nice places to be. So why don't you kick it off?
All right, so what we're looking for is the appropriation of $8,000 to pay 2 previous fiscal year bills. Both are funeral benefits. The first one, Mr. Williamson, was a benefit that his family came to Veteran Services in Easthampton in 2019 with my predecessor, and he denied the benefit without following the proper steps and procedures. It actually should have been granted. I've submitted everything through the state. We have approval on the state end for reimbursement. So of the $4,000 benefit, we will get the $3,000 back that we normally get. We just need the authorization to allocate that money. The second $4,000 funeral is for Mr. Archambault, who passed away in June, but at the end of June, but with a transfer of fiscal years into this new budget, and because we didn't receive the bill to set up and prepare for an encumbrance, we're asking for that money too. This $8,000 with the current track that we're running on should have no effect on our overall budget for the year. I expect to end with a surplus similar to last year. So that's where we're at. So we just need to get these approved. Mr. Williamson has been in the funeral home in an urn since he passed, and I would love to get him into Agawam and have his family have that closure. So that's where we're at with those.
Absolutely. Just out of curiosity, what, so you found that the claim was improperly denied. Was that part of a larger review? Is that something that we should have any concern happen beyond that one time?
We shouldn't. So what the way the benefit works with the death benefit is unique in the fact that it's not for the veteran themselves. So their income doesn't play a part into it. What they have in the bank does. When that family came to Paul Seaford, he told them he's 100% service connected. He's not eligible for that benefit, which is improper. And in the same sense, he didn't produce what we call a notice of action saying that this is why we're denying you this benefit. And it gives that family or the veteran the right to appeal that decision to a higher level at the state. And he didn't provide those things. So that's how him not following those steps is why the state allowed me to submit the documentation and to obtain approval for reimbursement for the community because the steps weren't followed. If it doesn't come to a resolution, the family does have a right to go to the state and say this was done wrong, and that could lead to a larger scale investigation, which I don't think is necessary. I think this is a very limited occurrence on the death benefit side of things. I can't speak to the other benefit areas per se of what happened before me, but with this one, I do not believe it was a larger scale problem. I think it was just a very specific instance, and like I said, my predecessor should have followed a certain level of steps, and he did not. So, if someone comes in, we can't just tell them no. We have to provide them the reason we're saying no and their rights following that.
Sure. Well, thanks for following up.
No problem.
Does any of the other councilors have any questions? Councilor Denham.
Sorry, this is new to me, so I'm just trying to understand. So, and I'm supportive. So an Easthampton veteran who passes away can apply for financial support for funeral costs. Is that my understanding?
Yes, so the way it works with the state and the Chapter 115 law and the burial benefit is that if a veteran passes and they do not, the family does not, the veteran themselves does not still maintain the financial means to be interred, the way it works with the state is if the family comes to us with a funeral bill that does not exceed $5,000, we can pay up to $4,000 of that.
Okay.
And so that, it's a very basic service, but it gets that taken care of and it gets them interred normally in Agawam.
Okay.
And then we get our 75% back from the state as long as the process is done properly. So.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
President Gomez?
I have one, and probably, I don't know if you can answer that, or maybe Hadel, for the public, because it could be confusing. We're gonna, if the committee approve it and then the full council approve it, look like it, we're gonna approve it from the same account to the same account. It's gonna be from the transfer account, from the veteran cash benefit, and the number of the account is exactly from where we're gonna transfer.
So with that, and it is exactly that. It is literally, we're not even moving the money. We're just saying that, yes, we can allocate 2023's fiscal year money to pay a fiscal year 22 and a fiscal year
23.
a fiscal year 22, and then Mr. Williamson was in 2019, I believe.
Oh,
So it's just basically saying, giving us approval to use fiscal year 23 budget money to pay previous fiscal year bills. And that's why it is confusing on
Okay.
there. That's what that is.
thank you.
Okay, any other questions? No? All right, well, I will entertain a motion to transfer $8,000 from the veterans cash benefit account to the veterans cash benefit account which will be used for the following purpose: to provide to pay prior fiscal year bill for veteran service out of current fiscal year 2023 budget.
So moved.
I'll second that. All in favor? Councilor
Aye.
Benham? I vote aye.
I don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have
vote
to.
for you guys.
All right, pass 2-0.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you both so much. Thank you, Councilor Denham, and I'll see you guys next week.
Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
Okay, great. I'm sort of doing double duty tonight. I just want to note who does all the things so that I can fill in the rest later. Okay, so the next thing on our agenda is the annual tax classification hearing request.
Did you, I put the sheets in Dan's box. Did you get those?
Is that this right here?
There you go. Okay.
So I do have it, at least a paper copy. Did that ever reach the internet? Like, does Councilor Denham have a copy of it?
I
guess
do have it. I don't
you have
know.
it.
Yes, and
I think that Christine
uh,
sent them out to
and I
the
think
committee.
Chris-
I'm not sure.
do you have it, Connie? The letter?
Just checking if
I
I
think-
got it.
Oh, I think we're losing her. Yeah,
She's stuck. Oh, there we go.
can you repeat that, Connie? Because I think your internet is kinda,
Trying to go back.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, her internet is not working well. Do you have it?
Yeah, I'm looking through the emails.
Let me go to my emails.
Well, oh, here we go. Yes. So, Connie, if you can hear us, I'm worried we're going to lose her. We received this on a week ago, on November 2nd, and it's a PDF that Dan Riss sent to the whole council. I just wanted to make sure that you're able to view that. I don't know if you're still, oh, you're still there. Okay. Cool. You broke up there for a sec, but all right, great. So we have Peter Davies is the chair of the Board of Assessors. Chair, is that the right where
I guess,
principal, no, you're not. The
no,
principal is the
no.
person who works full
I
time.
mean,
But you see, you're the head of the board of assessors.
the board which oversees the assessor.
Yes.
Temporary assessor at the time. Anyway, yearly, when we go through this, I think you've probably done it before. We try to come up with this thing. If you want me to go through this line by line, I can. The basic thing is that what we're recommending is that we have a single tax rate for all the classes of property, being residential and commercial and land. No open space discount, as we have no properties. We have no open space here. No residential exemption and no small commercial exemption. There's sometimes, when we get up into the top, we're looking at allocations. We are able to increase the commercial levy as long as the residential levy is at least 65%. In this case, this year, 82.3% is residential, 17.7% being commercial, and the residential minimum factor would be 92.6%. So if we wanted to shift that and raise the taxes for the commercial, there would be a 7.4% decrease for the residential, but a 50% higher for commercial. So, we're not recommending that we do that. As basically shifting the tax burden doesn't increase any revenue, it just shifts the same burden to other taxpayers. So we are saying that we would like not to do that for the allocation. Open space, we don't have any. We don't have any properties that are classified as that. The residential exemption would allow up to 35% of the assessed value of residential owner-occupied properties to be exempt. However, the difference must be accounted within, it would make it into a higher tax rate. So if we took the value of the house down, then the rate would go back up. So it's really not much of a gain. Small commercial exemption allows for 10% of the value to be exempt. If it has less than 10 employees, what happens with this is that it shifts the burden from the smaller businesses to the larger. And basically the benefit is to the property owner, not to the businesses. So if you have a small business on Cottage Street, you're not really helping them any. It's all going to the property owner. And if the property taxes go up, they raise the rent to cover it. So that's kind of what happens with that. So that's, as I said, our recommendations are that we have a single tax rate for all classes of property, no open space discount, no residential exemption, and no small commercial exemption.
Okay. I feel like this is every year I've been on the council, we've had the same conversation, and every time it's like helpful.
Right.
But that makes enough sense to me. Does any other councilors have any questions for Mr. Davies? Okay. Well, I would entertain. Not exactly sure what the language would be for this motion. Is it just to accept the recommendation?
Yeah, and that's fine. From today, that's
Yeah.
okay. We're gonna have the formal motion
Right.
of the full council.
Okay, so I would entertain a motion to recommend to the full council that we accept the recommendations of the Board of Assessors.
So moved.
Second. Okay, all in favor, Councilor Denham?
Aye.
I vote aye as well. So I think that is everything. I think we're
Okay.
good.
And just for an update, everything is at DOR, so, we're waiting as everybody, they have everything that they need. So I imagine we will be hearing back shortly of what their findings are, and if they concur with all of our numbers and everything, we'll get the rates and all that stuff. So
Great.
that should be coming up. The new assessor has been handling that, and everything has been working with Halo, and everything seems to be moving forward. So
And
Anyway.
can you please be at the Wednesday meeting at 6:15 for the public hearing, just in case any councilor have any
sure,
questions?
next Wednesday,
The
just check.
16.
16.
Yep.
Yeah, I have to be in Boston, but I should be back probably by 4.
Yeah, but
So-
yeah. Okay,
Yep.
perfect.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thanks. All righty.
All right.
Enjoy the rest of your meeting.
Thank you.
Bye.
Now on the,
Yeah,
let's see. when it comes to the continuing business, do we have any new information on the quarterly fiscal report or the quarterly report of COVID-19 grant funding and spending?
I'm here. For this fiscal year, no, but I have submitted the reports from prior fiscal year.
Okay. Would you like to discuss that, or?
I don't mind. Yep.
Sure.
So do you want me to put up, because normally what Dan does is he puts up the report and he has questions for me.
Okay.
So do you want me to put up the report?
Yeah, you know what, maybe it would make sense for us to do that at the next meeting, just because Dan isn't here and I haven't been able to like take a look at anything and review it yet. So maybe it does make sense for us to do that next time.
Okay.
But thanks for putting that together.
Yeah, no problem.
Great. With that, and the review of elected officials, boards, and committee stipends we're going to be discussing that again, I believe, at the next meeting. So we didn't really get a lot of feedback at this last meeting, so I'm interested to see if we get any this time. But I think that's everything we've got on our agenda. So I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second that. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, meeting's adjourned. See you all shortly.
In 30 minutes.
In 20 minutes, 30?
30.
30 minutes. See you all in 30 minutes.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.